Hey y'all, Mike with Cardboard Kingdom. Welcome back to another Disney Lorcana market update video. Today is Tuesday, the 27th of August, closing in on September here. This year has absolutely flown by. Football season is getting ready to start for my fellow NFL enjoyers. Very exciting times, exciting end of the year here. We've got a jam-packed update today because we have more Chapter 1 that has continued to flood the market. We're going to talk a little bit about the most recent Disney Lorcana challenge that went on sale last night. We're going to do some overrated, some underrated. We're going to take a look at a card in the collection. And yeah, we'll get out of here. So, starting off with the first chapter continued kind of unlimited restock. As of today, these are the lowest prices we have seen since that huge restock during the Ursula's set champs. I feel like this is as low as it's gotten. We have someone willing to sell 2 boxes at 734 right now. You can see that there's been, or these are cases, I apologize. You see 759, 767, 767 for most recent sales. 2 for 734, which is the cheapest it's been in a long time. I guess technically all in with shipping, or more like 745. But I think I don't know where this is coming from. It seems completely ill-advised. I have no clue where these boxes are coming from. It's evident that someone had a ton of supply and unloaded it. I've heard theories of some LGSs couldn't get Lorcana off the ground in their communities, so they're offloading it. I've heard some speculation. I think Brandon said yesterday, and it's pure speculation that maybe Ravensburger's unloading the rest of their supply to kind of clear out their warehouse. I I don't know. I don't think anyone truthfully knows. But at the end of the day, I think this is a really good buying opportunity. I have gotten some DMs. I have gotten comments on videos. Just general frustrations with the amount of reprints, or not reprints, restocks and supply constantly hitting the market. Which part of me I get. Look, as a collector and as someone who has a lot of the sealed, I want it to just evaporate today so price goes to the moon. At the end of the day, that's not realistic. That's not an appropriate cycle, and it's going to take longer than maybe we anticipated for this stuff to flesh out. With that being said, we still have a very desirable product that is a finite resource, right? And so it might not go to the moon overnight. It might be a longer time horizon than maybe some people expected. I'm not in the business of selling Chapter One whatsoever. You will not catch me selling a Chapter One box anywhere near these prices. So with that being said, I'm kind of indifferent here. I just see it as a cost or an opportunity to continue to get my cost basis as low as possible first chapter. 734 for a case, that, I mean, you're speaking my language. We're talking like what is that, like 80 a box maybe. For first chapter, yes please, and twice on Sunday. Now with that being said, I am showing, I full transparency, I had both of these boxes in my cart before I started this video. I didn't buy them. I'm exercising caution. At the end of the day, I think it's a great opportunity for whoever does buy them, because look, guys, we have 3 cases and it's back up to 860. Like, it's not that hard to see. This product is incredibly desirable. Lorcana is not dying. I got a couple comments about that, like, how come no one wants those first chapters? Lorcana dying? What's going on? We'll get into absolutely why it's not here in a little bit, but at the end of the day, I think this is just an opportunity to get your cost basis lower on the first chapter. It's frustrating, right? These products continue to just kind of come out of the woodwork. These boxes, the lowest individual box is 209 essentially. But at the end of the day, I think that I think that these are just the Amazon, dumps that I got yesterday, right? I saw one at MSRP. I immediately bought it. I think that these people are sellers who are just running these bots that are getting these boxes. This one in particular, Tau Tech LLC, doesn't really sound like a card company to me. If you go to their store on TCG Player, they have very limited sales. All they have for sale is Disney Lorcana sealed cases, Disney Lorcana booster boxes, and I think like one Magic sealed product. That's their entire store. So to me, that seems like someone who's maybe running a bot, getting some inventory in, and then listing it, making those free tendies like we talked about yesterday. But this is not of a concern to me at all. Sure, I wish that it didn't happen. I wish that everything dried up immediately. Right? Yay, free tendies. But at the end of the day, I don't. This is not a concern to me whatsoever. If you are someone who is extremely frustrated with these reprints or restocks and you're not willing to play the long time horizon, reach out to me and I will gladly buy any sealed products that you have on hand. It's going to be at like 70% of market probably, but if you want to get a cash out, I will absolutely offer you that. I am as bullish as I've ever been, and at the end of the day, this is just a great way to get your cost basis down on the first chapter. So, look, guys, who knows when it's going to stop? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. But at the end of the day, these restocks will quit happening. And when that does, there's going to be a lot of demand for a product that's not going to have a lot of supply. And whenever that equilibrium comes, those who were patient are going to be rewarded. Patience is a virtue, especially in collectibles. Honestly, seeing prices this high even after only a year of the game is impressive in itself. The fact that it ever got to 300 that quickly was probably a mistake. It's good that we got the restock, and now we're still trying to work through that. So that's kind of my thoughts on it, guys. I did want to make a quick comparison on the Pokemon side of things because I think that's the best place to draw a comparison to Lorcana. I'm not saying that Lorcana is Pokemon. I'm not saying that they're the same. At the end of the day, I think that it's the best place to draw a similar conclusion on like pricing and things like that. And so with that being said, a year ago, the set of Obsidian Flames was released. It was released in August of 2023. It came out, and the MSRP for a Obsidian Flames booster box on the Pokemon Center is $161.64. So that is the MSRP for that box. You can correlate that to the first chapter Disney Lorcana box, and your MSRP is $143.99. The first chapter box comes with 24 packs. The Obsidian Flame comes with 36 packs. So it's apples and oranges, but it's a booster box from a set that came out at roughly the same time. Now, with that being said, a Obsidian Flames booster box right now on TCG Player is going for $115. So it is, roughly $50 below MSRP 1 year after production. So you start to compare that to the first chapter of Lorcana, you're already seeing it up 70, 80 bucks even at this time frame from MSRP, and we've seen it up over $100 from MSRP. We've seen it double from MSRP at some points. And so at the end of the day, just kind of keep that in mind. If you believe the fundamentals as I do of this customer acquisition funnel and constant ability for Lorcana to grow and truly believe in the IP and what Ravensburger has done, then this is an opportunity to lower your cost basis, and there's really no concern there. If you're out and you're over it and you're frustrated and you didn't really realize how long this was going to take, reach out to me. I will gladly buy any sealed product that you have within Lorcana. So I think that's it on the first chapter, but once again, just a good comparison. Obsidian Flames came out relatively the same time. You're staring at a $114 booster box. If you bought a case of Lee's at MSRP, you are down, it's $40 per box, 6 boxes. You're down roughly $200 to $300 if you bought a sealed case from Pokemon Center on release. And if you sat in your closet, you're down hundreds of dollars. If you did that with Lorcana, you are up plenty of money. So, just apples and oranges. It's been 1 year, guys. Be patient. Patience is a virtue. You have to be patient if you're going to win in this space. The people who are going to get FOMO here and sell to someone like me, who, once again, if you need the cash and you want to get out, reach out to me. I'll gladly buy whatever you have. But at the end of the day, the people who are going to lose are the people who are making those sales. That's just point blank. Period. That's the end of discussion. This product is a highly sought after product. We have no long-term concerns here. It's going to continue to look like this, where tons of boxes sell day after day after day until eventually that supply dries up, which it will, and then we'll be moving from there. So that is my kind of thoughts on the constant restocks. You guys, let me know your thoughts on where these are coming from. I have no clue. They continue to come. All I know is we see those the Amazon deals come through for the MSRP. It's been happening for like 2 weeks. At the end of the day, and one quick side note on those guys. Whenever I bought it yesterday, whenever I got it, I wasn't supposed to get the box for like 2 weeks. It said, and then it updated, and I'm gonna get it on Sunday. So pretty quick turnaround time on those. They're not Amazon Prime, but at the end of the day, it's a lot quicker than what it says. So just in case anyone was hesitant on that or saw that, I think that it was worth noting. And then another caveat to this is, if first chapter, this massive reprint that they did, the full reprint, if this has truly made first chapter for right now, there's just too much of it out there for the current demand of the game, and so we're not going to see this box move above that 240 price point, which every time it seems it gets to, we see it undercut by an influx of supply. If we don't think that there's going to be any movement there, this is another, I think, kind of feather in the cap of set 2 Rise of the Floodborn. Never got an official reprint. We haven't seen it been restocked like we have the first chapter. And at the end of the day, this is a product that has continued to go up. We're at $600 for a case right now. Cases were going for back in the $450 range. You can see a few weeks ago. And then the individual box, I think, is up around $150, or at least that's what it was yesterday. Let's see today. $133.75 with $15 shipping, so $150 above MSRP on this box, 6 to 7 months after release. So I think that this, once again, might just, the constant influx of chapter 1, which is a better set, it's going to have more value long term as a sealed product, but at the end of the day, I think in the short term, Rise of the Floodborn just might be more scarce than what we're giving it credit for. We don't know that because we don't have official print numbers from the facilities or anything like that. But I know myself and a lot of others agreed that this is probably the least printed set in existence. And so, this might be it just might continue to be an outlier and truly be a little bit more scarce. Now, with that being said, a restock could come in tomorrow, right? And so whenever you're buying these sealed products, you have to have that mindset of like, okay, right now it's at kind of all-time highs, right? At the 150 price point for the box. That's probably all-time highs there. So I would never recommend buying anything at all-time high, because that's where you're going to see your most risk. It's either truly a scarce product and it's going to continue to go up, or we start to see these restocks and start to see the boxes flood the market because people are finally starting to see some gains. So people like myself, I had gotten Floodborn boxes. The cheapest I got a Floodborn box was $100 all in, delivered to the door. It's now up to $150. So, there's 30-40% there in gains that in theory I could go obtain. But at the end of the day, you guys know me, I'm in this for the long term, and that's either going to bite me or it's going to pay off. But I have no desire to sell at $150, but we are at all-time highs, and it's never a good idea to buy at an all-time high unless you have certainty that there's no reprints coming, no restocks coming, and then it's just going to go through the natural evolution of it hits a price point, some people offload their product, it gets bought up, hits a new price point, right? That kind of gradual, slow market movement of these sealed products. That's kind of where we're at with Floodborn, so we'll see what happens there. And then to speak to the overall just like market and game, a lot of people have reached out and just kind of asked, specifically like 2 or 3 people messaged me yesterday asking if the game is dead or if Lorcana is dying, because they've seen prices continue to come down. They've stayed down from their all-time highs. We're seeing these constant influx of boxes and things like that, and so I think people are just getting a little bit scared. And look, that's fair. And once again, I don't have a crystal ball, guys. I can't see the future. I don't know what's going to happen. All I can tell you is what I'm seeing and looking at the fundamentals that are in front of me. Nothing's changed on my end. I am once again as bullish as I have ever been, and part of the reason for that is because we have the Disney Lorcana Challenge event. We just had Toronto happen. We have Vegas coming up, and then we have the event for Seattle, the final challenge event of the year, went on sale last night. Those tickets sold out in 3 minutes. That's 2,048 people who are buying the tickets and traveling to this event. Many of them have been to previous events, previous challenge events throughout this year. This is the, I think we had Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, Toronto, Chicago, or Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, Toronto. We have Vegas, we have Seattle. So the sixth tournament of the year that people are willing to travel to. 2,048 people signed up to play, and it sold out in 3 minutes. That is significant. And so whenever I see, anytime you have people who, you are your those thoughts of like, okay, maybe this game is dying, it didn't take off in my area, right? Whatever thoughts you're having, those are legitimate thoughts, right? There is market's definitely in a downturn. I have zero fears or in terms of like things that have changed. I have zero additional fears. I think that the game is growing. I think that it's going to take patience. It's going to take time. Some of you guys don't have that. Okay, fair enough. Reach out to me. But for those of us that can be patient, I think that the indicators just continue to point in the right direction, and that gives me a lot of confidence. Someone does say that they got a ticket 22 minutes after. Sounds like maybe some people got tickets in their cart and then didn't buy them. But at the end of the day, 3 minutes in, you couldn't just go onto the website and buy one unless you constantly refresh and someone didn't buy one of the tickets that they got in line for. Yeah, I agree here. Silver Lining shows the game has a large and enthusiastic fan base. Completely agree. Yeah, Europe, the tickets in Italy definitely were available, but the demand in the U.S. It's unmatched. I joined 1 minute late and I got it. I used 5 different browser types. Edge did the best, so there you go. For anyone who might be looking for a ticket, it looks like Edge might. Edge did the best, which is odd. I can't say I'm a Microsoft Edge supporter, but got on mobile first refresh. Okay, very cool. Well, that's so I'm nevertheless I'm excited as I've ever been for Lorcana. Very exciting times. Go at your own pace. Don't get overextended. Exercise caution and have the mindset in your mind of this is going to take time, and I think we're going to be poised for success. So that's the market talk for today, guys. We're going to get into overrated, underrated, and collector's corner, and then we are going to get out of here. Last thing before I get into that, the expected values for today. First chapter sitting steady at 207, Floodborn 111, Inklands $105, Ursula's Return almost up to 74. We saw a 12-cent increase day over day. Shimmering Sky is still doing well at 110. It jumped up $1.29 overnight, back up to 110. If you look at some of the popular meta cards, very low listings on TCG Player. I think Shimmering Skies might. It's going to be very interesting. We are still very early, but I think Shimmering Skies compared to Ursula's Return, we're going to see some very stark differences in value over time. I think that Shimmering Skies is really set up for success, given the Enchanteds are a big hit, as well as the playability of the cards. Tons of meta cards in that set, which are great things for collectors like us because we can sell off the extra playable cards, add some Enchanteds while we're ripping packs. Overall, just a good spot to be in for Shimmering Skies. So that is it for the market stuff. If that is what you are here for, and hearing me ramble about shiny cardboard. With that being said, let's get into the overrated and underrated. So we're to start with overrated. Overrated today is the first chapter Illumineer's Trove. Let me pull it up on TCG Player real quick. I think that this product is around like $250, $270 for a sealed one. Let's see here with photo, $300 for $300 for one that looks minty condition. So $300 for this box. In this box, you get 8 first chapter packs. So first chapter packs right now are roughly like $10 to $12, give or take, maybe even a little bit less as of the recent restocks. But let's just say $10 on average. You're getting $80 of booster packs in this product that is $300. So I am a strong proponent of, if you do not have one of these already, I would not advise going out and getting one. I have one. It is sealed. I do not intend to open it. But at the end of the day, it's not something that I would go out and buy. It is simply going up in value because they were underprinted. Whenever we had the huge restock and reprint of the first chapter, the ancillary products like the gift set and the troves were not included in that. We did see them really release some troves at the D23 convention here in 2024, but apart from that, we haven't really seen any of these hit the market. So they are more or less just scarce, and so that is why they see the value that they do. If you want to have one in your collection, it is a somewhat limited item that hasn't seen a reprint yet, so there's some collectability there. That's why I have the one that I do, and I don't plan on selling it. But at the end of the day, from a pure value perspective, 8 packs, $300, terrible value. Similar to the gift set yesterday, $30, $40. You get 3 or 4 packs, terrible value. So from a pure packs and cards perspective, very bad purchase. Scarcity, collectability, maybe not bad. $300 is a steep price to pay. This is a product that costs $50. We're now a year after it coming out, and it's $300. So, exercise extreme caution there. But it is a very limited product. And when I bought mine, it was I think I paid like 60 or 70 for it. And that was at the beginning of this year. And you can see it's not in the best shape. I have it in a case, but this is just how it came. So, yeah. That is overrated for today, is the first chapter, Illuminator's Trove. Now, underrated. These are something that I've been very, very pleased with, are the PSA magazines. So, as you guys know, I grade a lot of cards. I sell a lot of graded cards, and I have a subscription to PSA to get lower rates whenever I'm submitting these cards. And something they started doing this year was a trading card specific PSA magazine. In the past, they've just done one magazine, and it was mostly like sports related, not a lot of pop culture stuff. As of late, they separated. They have a sports and then a non-sports magazine. Non-sports being geared towards the TCG side of the hobby. And so with Disney Lorcana, they do like a different trading card game every month. But in June, they did Lorcana, and so whenever they did the Lorcana magazine, they came out with 3 different editions. They had this, which is the base edition. Which is the most common. This is what I got in the mail. This is my copy. I have bought extra copies, you can see. So I have 2 of this version, the original version. I just think the art looks fantastic. It's got some great insights in it about Lorcana and about other Disney collectibles. So it's a pretty cool read by itself. But then the design is very cool. So we have these 2, which is the base version. We then have these 2, which is the Brave Little Tailor. This is think alt art of the magazine. They had 3 different variants, so this is the second variant. These are serialized out of 1000. So you can see this is number 19. It is super minty. Very, very happy with this copy. Bought it on eBay. Same with this copy here. I think this is like number 341. So we have these 2 copies, and then I'm currently in negotiations for the third variant, which is the most rare, which is this, the same copy as this Mickey, with it had gold like dust. I think they called it like gold pixie dust overlay or something. It's got gold hollow foil over the top of the sides, like the edges and the corners have gold hollow foil over it. It looks really cool, and that is serialized out of 500. So I think overall, obviously, I'm a Lorcana fan, so the Lorcana copies, those are what I want to have. So I do still need to acquire the gold dust one. If anyone wants to sell one, reach out to me. I'll gladly buy it. For somewhere around market price. With that being said, I do not have the golden one yet, but that's I definitely feel like they are underrated. They do a really, really good job. They're awesome reads. They include, even though it's the Lorcana copy, it had Pokemon stuff in it, had Yu-Gi-Oh stuff in it, had other Disney collectible card game stuff in it. So just cool knowledge. But they mix it up month to month based on the game. So you can see here, they did do a One Piece collab. I think this was July. Yep, July. They did a Monkey D. Luffy. I'm not familiar with One Piece. I know it's very popular. With this one, they did include a card, which I thought was really cool. So would have been awesome if Lorcana did a card promo. But this Monkey D. Luffy Straw Hat Crew Leader card came with the magazine. I've kept mine sealed. They did a great job of packaging these. They put them in a little PSA card saver here, which was nice to see. so it's still in very good shape. And last I checked, I haven't looked since I got it, but whenever I first got the magazine, these cards were going for about $100, which is pretty cool. I haven't checked lately. Let's do it just really quick. Why not? PSA One Piece Monkey D. Luffy card. Let's see here. Looks like, oh man, I don't know. This might be yeah, it's too hard. There's too many like listings because I did Monkey D. Luffy. There's a bunch of different listings, but yeah, I don't know. I saw some prices for like 170. I saw PSA 10 for 350. I don't know. Let's just say it was around 100. Like I said, when it first came out, I got to do a better search on that. So, but very, very cool. Nevertheless, once again, you get the PSA magazine with it. I don't think with this one they do serialized versions for each one. For like the Mickey or for Disney, they did the 3 different versions. I don't think they do that. I think sometimes you just get the regular cover with the serialized back. So I have only gotten the original version so far. No serialized alt art ones other than the ones I purchased. We have this awesome Blastoise here on the front of the, is this May? April. So the April copy of the PSA magazine is this Blastoise. Got your starters here. Love it. 10 out of 10. Kind of got a Game Boy vibe to the PSA logo at the top. Huge fan. Love this all. Love this magazine. Definitely, like, I think would make sense to like have, how people like display their PSA, their graded cards. Having a holder to have these up on a shelf, I think is going to look tremendous. So very excited for that. This copy is Deadpool for August 2024. So this is the most recent. This was this month's copy for Deadpool. Another cool art, not one that I necessarily resonate with, but a fantastic art nonetheless. And then this was May. So it started with the Pokemon cover, then it went to the Star Wars, then we went to Lorcana, One Piece, then Deadpool. So this is the second version. Mine has a huge crease down the middle. Whenever it came in the mail, it was bent in. So my Luke Skywalker version is incredibly bent. But at the end of the day, just some really cool insights inside. And once again, it will be geared around whatever is on the cover, but it does have quite a few different trading card games and collectible card games inside that they discuss. So that is Underrated for today. PSA Magazine, I think they've done a great job with that product, especially as they tailored it between either the sports community or the trading card community. I think 10 out of 10, they do a fantastic job with that. Last but not least, guys, to end today's video, Collector's Corner, one of my favorite cards in our collection, one that definitely not the most valuable because it's one that grades pretty easily, but at the end of the day, I think that a card that I am a big proponent of, and one that me and my daughter really, really enjoy, is the Enchanted Aurora Dreaming Guardian from Chapter 1. This card is just a gorgeous card. I've got the bag on it, which kind of conceals it a little bit, but at the end of the day, it just shines. I think the colors on it are fantastic. One of our favorite princesses. I've got so many pictures of my daughter. We actually went to Disneyland and she got to have breakfast. She did like a princess breakfast and Aurora was there and my daughter like gravitated towards her. She had this beautiful like pink gown on. We got my daughter an Aurora gown. We don't really watch Sleeping Beauty that much, to be honest, but my daughter just loves Aurora. And so this one just holds a special place in my heart and a very, very cool card. We were able to get the gem mint grade. And yeah, just a really, really cool card. So that is Collector's Corner for today. Overrated, underrated. Let me know your guys' thoughts if you made it thus far on the doing the overrated, underrated, sharing the cards. Just a little bit. It's cool to mix it up and talk about something other than just the prices and whatnot, which I know a lot of people are in it for the market content, but I want to be able to put my own spin on it and kind of share some stuff outside of that here at the end of these videos if possible. So with that being said, guys, that is going to be a wrap for today's video. Please let me know your thoughts on where these booster boxes for the first chapter are coming from. There's an unlimited amount. They are falling out of the sky. Game's dead. It's printed to worthless. It's just pieces of paper. Just kidding. We are fine. I'll be back with another video soon. Talk to you guys later.